everyone, it's Debbie with Book and Bujo. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. Let's start October with some reading. Welcome to the start of my October vlogs. What have I been reading? I'm a little late. It's the 8th already. I have been reading, but life has been lifing, so I kind of missed vlogging anything in the first week. But I have been doing some stuff, so let's kind of go over what I've been reading. So I carried over My Choice by Brandy Blackman from September, as well as Death Note Volume 1, the Black Edition, for my September into October reads. So I started both of those on like September 30th, so I was not very far into either of them, maybe 4%. So I pretty much read all of them at the beginning of October, and I did finish those. And then I jumped into Hooked, because that was another September read that I needed to get to, and it fit with some of the October readathon prompts. So I finished Hooked by Emily McIntyre, the first book in the Never After series. And that was an Amazon borrow, so now I can return that one and get something else. I returned Hooked, and then I ended up checking out Not Quite the Book by Julie Hatcher. It looks like it's a fun little rom-com contemporary romance. And I had one more from September that I kind of carried over. I have a few more, but in order. I read Heart of the Fates, which is the second book in the Fateborn series. So I've read the prequel and then the first two books, and I think that's all there are in that one so far. So I'm either up to date with how many books are out, or I have completed it. I need to double check to see if she has plans to write a third book or not, which the way the second one ended, there probably will be a third book. And that is by A.R. Colbert, and it was very fun. I really enjoyed it. The whole series is just a YA fantasy and about the fates, and there are certain children, all females, that have the gift to become fates, and it kind of has a little storyline around them. And it also involves fae and dragons, and it's just super fun. Very much kind of a popcorn read, easy listening, kind of like if you've just finished like a big epic fantasy and you just need something more chill, but still fun. These are your books. And then one of the books I wanted to get to last Halloween, I did not. And so I wanted to prioritize it this year, and it fit with some readathon prompts. So I picked up Isolation Island by Johnny Moscato, and it's just a nice creepy cover. We got the skull here, you got an island with trees, and there's kind of a little mountain area back in here. This was good. It's a kind of reality TV series that's going to be happening, and it's called Isolation Island, and there's a bunch of contestants that are dropped off at different areas around the island, so they don't know where the other contestants are, and it's just them in their little section of the island. And then they have basically a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, that they get to be survivalists and survive on their own out in the wild. And yeah, as you can tell by the skull, there's some stuff that happens, but this was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it and really wish I would have read it last year because it was really good. Next, I read Empire of the Damned by J. Kristoff, and this is the second book in the Empire of the Vampire series. So good. Thoroughly loved it. We continue basically from where the first book leaves off, and it's still our main character that's kind of telling his captor his story. And yeah, it was really good. I love the character work, the kind of on this edge of your seat moments that are in here, and the parts where you're like, no, don't want that to happen, and other times we're like, yes. And just, yeah, there's just a roller coaster ride of emotions, and so good. I cannot wait to get to the third book that comes out in November, Empire of the Dawn. Yes, I've already reserved it from my library, and hopefully they get it in a timely manner, because there's one book that came out in September. It came out in August. I just got it like last week. So that doesn't bode well for getting that one on time, but at least I got to read it. And then next, I was physically reading 10 Incarnations of Rebellion, and it's actually a fairly quick read. It didn't take me as long as I thought it was going to finish it. And this is by Vaishnavi Patel, and this was so good. It was an alternate timeline telling of the Indian rebellion against English colonialism, and it was so good. If you need some, I don't know if a feminist rage is really the proper term, but women's history and feminism isn't used in here, like the term, but I feel like it still kind of fits. Yeah, so good. Also has LGBTQIA plus rep and the building of the world, because yes, it's in our world, but the timeline is different than what actually happened in the order it happened and all of that kind of stuff. And so it is a fantasy, but the world building that she used for this, as well as just the characters and how you feel for all of these characters. I mean, by the end, I'm like tearing up and I'm trying not to cry, and just you really feel for all of the characters in here, and that is a mark of good writing for me. Loved it. I also finished another Bengali book that I own, and that's The Weaver and the Worm. It's a short story, it's 92 pages, and this one follows Fablen, our main character from the Emaneska series. The first book is The Written, and this is just a short story kind of set in that world where you get more backstory on some of the different characters, and I am thoroughly enjoying my read of these. And they all work for the Challenge Yourself prompt for Herkied for me, because I want to read all of the Bengali books that I currently own. And then I decided to jump on in because I figured I could finish it in one day, and I did. And that was And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. This is kind of a cool edition. It's like padded leather. It's all like soft and squishy in the middle. Like it has a nice like felt layer in between. It's kind of nice, but this was so much fun. I have not seen, I don't know if it's a TV series and a movie. I think they have both. I haven't seen any of those, but I definitely would like to, because this was a really interesting story and I loved every bit of it. There's a lot of clues here and there throughout, and you have to try and figure out the whodunit kind of thing. So I feel like the game and all that of Clue kind of fits well with this, where you have a bunch of people in a house, like somebody was murdered, like whodunit and sort of thing. And yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it's fairly short. This one was 194 pages, I believe. Oh, and the end papers are really pretty too. But yeah, 194 pages for this one, and it was worth every page. So good. And then I am finally getting to my arc from September that I picked out at the end of August, and that's The Story of Oog, A New Thinker's Guide to the Forest by Len Vlahos. And originally I thought this was going to be kind of a nonfiction type of book. Oh no, I didn't look hard enough. This is a satire and it's a sci-fi. And so far it's hilarious. Yeah. It's so funny. It's basically set like caveman times, and it's one person's awakening to thought and thinking, and not just like, ooh, grunts, me want kind of thing. Like it's the progression between that up to actual speech and sentences and knowing what things are, and that I am a person kind of a thing. So self-awareness, and yeah, it was just kind of interesting. I am not super far into it. Let's see. I'm only 8% of the way through, but there's also illustrations in here. There's like some actual drawings in there, color drawings and stuff. It's really fun so far. I am loving it. And I should get that one done within the next couple of days. My husband and I are driving down to Phoenix on a Friday for a couple of appointments, and then on the way back, I should easily finish this one on the car ride. And next I started and finished, this was for the TBR Harvest prompt to read 51% of it at night, and that was The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. And if you get a chance, it's on YouTube. This is a public domain book, but there is on YouTube, there is an audiobook narrator that's Stephen Garnett. He's Stephen Red Fox Garnett, and he does an amazing job. He does a lot of the classics. He has audiobooks for Dracula, Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and he does an amazing job. I will link the video down below in the description box in case you want to take a listen. So good. A lot of good atmosphere. He plays some music like at the end of the chapter into the beginning of the next one before he starts talking again. That's one thing I do like about his. He has the music in there, but he doesn't try and talk over the music or have it too loud so you can't actually hear what's going on. But it was fun to kind of listen to some of that as well as read through in the book, and thoroughly enjoyed it, and I did finish that one. And since I finished those, I have a couple of library books that came in a couple weeks ago that I need to get finished before they are due. So I started one of those, and that is The Wide Sargasso Sea by Jean Rhys. And this is another kind of colonialism book, so kind of similar to 10 Incarnations. And I'm about this way through. I still have quite a bit left. I am on page 54 out of 190. So I got a good chunk of the way through, and this one is set in Jamaica. So if you need a book for that area of the world, here you go. And the author was born in Dominica. So I'm using that for my Herkiad prompt all around the world. And I'm liking this. This is from what I've heard, this one is a Jane Eyre retelling. And I'm interested to see how that comes in as we move through the story. So far, some stuff's been happening. Spooktober Readathon, roll number 2. So I finished my novella, and that was The Weaver and the Worm by Ben Galley. So roll number 2 is a 2, not getting too far. And it's 1, 2. A spooky tree or a house on the cover. Relax and Readathon, roll number 2. So for the first one, which was a short book, I read The Weaver and the Worm by Ben Galley, and that was a novella, 92 pages. Let's go ahead and roll for the next one. A 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enjoy a cozy hobby. Awesome. And now the books that I'm going to be starting this week. So these are this week's books. So we have The Wide Sargasso Sea, of course, and The Raven Boys, the graphic novel by Maggie Stiefvater. I am so excited for this one. Yeah. I'm so excited. I have only read the first 2 books in the series so far, The Raven Boys. And I am looking forward to kind of refreshing myself with this one before I jump into the 3rd book in the series. And I also need to start What Feasts at Night by T. Kingfisher. This is the 2nd book in the Sworn Soldier series, and I know the 3rd book either just came out, I think, and I am looking forward to reading that one as well. What Stalks the Night? What Stalks the Deep? What Stalks the Deep? I think that's it. And then I also, another Ben Galley book I need to get to. And I need to read this one before I can get to the next short story, because this is actually book 3. That one's book 4.5 for the short story. So I need to get to this one and the next one. So that's Dead Stars Part 1. And then Dead Stars Part 2 I need to get to, but probably not in October. And this is my Kickstarter edition. It's so pretty. Yeah. So cool. And that's Ben Galley. And this one is the continuation of the Emaneska series with Fablen as the main character, and this is the 3rd book in the series. Looking forward to it. So I need to start that one soon, and also Stars and All the Stars. That is a bonus prompt for my Fablen character. Then after that is not this big tome. This I didn't realize when I put this on hold at my library. I thought it was the illustrated edition, just like a picture book kind of thing. So I thought it would be fun to look at that while I'm reading the actual book. No. This is the entire collection of the Earth-Sea cycle. Every book in there. So I'm actually on the 3rd book. It even has a ribbon bookmark. I mean, this is like a beautiful edition. It's very heavy. Very heavy. But it's pretty cool. There's actual illustrations all throughout the book. So it's the full book plus illustrations. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I need to get to the 3rd book in the series, which is The Farthest Shore. And so that's the one I need to get to next. And then I will return this to the library and check it out again when I get to the 4th book. It's not very long. It's just this much in between these 2 pieces of paper. So it's not super long for just that one book. And I feel like I've already gotten a workout. I think that's all I have on deck for this second week of October. So I have, let's just go ahead and hold this one up this way. All of these I want to try and get to this second week of October. So October 8th through October 14th. Wish me luck. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, hopefully, to let you know how I'm doing. So I'm due a few more rolls for my monthly readathons that I'm doing. For the long walk readathon, I did finish my first one, which was a 400-page book. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I read Isolation Island by Johnny Moscato. And then I read Empire of the Damned by Jay Kristoff, and that was a 700-page book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that was spot 10. So for the first spot, I earned 300 points for my team. So go Team Blaze. For the second spot, with a little mosquito, that was minus 300 to all other teams, which is a pretty cool spot. I like it. And I'm almost done with 10 Incarnations of Rebellion. So that will bring me to spot 13, which is negative 300 to a team of your choice. And then from there, we'll see what I read and how far I get. You got to get to the end, and there's 20 prompts. So I have almost 3 prompts completed. So I need to go for 17 more spots. Right now I'm working on 10 Incarnations of Rebellion, and I am almost done. I have this much left because this is the author's note, and then there's further reading, like a little index kind of thing at the back. So, I mean, I'll read the author's note and I'll read all of it, but the main part of the book is just this much left. So almost done. And I am enjoying that. That's a great book. And then moving over here, we have This Witch Reads, and I do need to print off my book covers to put in here, but I read Isolation Island for a book with a trial or competition, and I read Empire of the Damned for a popular or highly anticipated read, and I finished And Then There Are None with a crime or investigation. And that's all I've gotten so far for that one. And then I am currently reading The Story of Oog, which is the one for my first prompt or my first roll for here. So once I finish that, I just started yesterday. So once I finish that, then I will do my next roll for that one. And then over here, we had read 51% of the book at night, and it was a poll pick, and I did pick up a ghost and a cat for that one. And the book that won with the poll was The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and I did finish that one. So I need to roll again and see what I'm going to get for book number 2. All right, so 1 die for this one, and that's a 5. 1, oh, am I going to go up or around? Let's roll this one. Odds, I'll keep going. Evens, I will go up. Another 5. Okay, so I'll keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I need to decide if I'm going to go this way or this way. So that's even. So then here. Okay, so I landed on the jack-o'-lantern, and that one was a green one. And so for the jack-o'-lantern, the prompt is to harvest elsewhere. So take from somebody else's TBR or another TBR from another readathon. And then it's also green, so that is a poll pick. And I did forget to mention when I was down here, so I had the cat and the ghosty. So for the ghost, to actually pick up the ghost, you need to read a book with a boo in the title or the author's name so you can spell it out. And I read The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but Robert Louis Stevenson spells boo. So we have the B in Robert, the O in Louis, and the O in Stevenson. And then for the cat, you need to spell cat. And I have C for case, the C and the A, and then T in strange or the. So I was able to triple up for that one and use one book for all 3 of those, which was amazing. So for the poll pick for my jack-o'-lantern, I'm choosing The Raven Boys and Wide Sargasso Sea. So let me know down in the comments below which of those 2 books you would like me to read. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, and either way, there's a cat coming. If I go up this way, I've got 2, but I'll keep with the evens, go up and down, odds will go this way. All right, next we have Spooktober Readathon. So I did have, my first one was a novella, and I did read The Weaver and the Worm by Ben Galley, and I did complete that one. Let's go ahead and color that one in. And then my second roll, I landed on Spooky Tree or House on the cover. And for that one, I had this, there's this really cool cover for And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. And I did finish that one as well. Oh, I forgot that one was 2. And I did get that one read. So we need to roll again. Let's go ahead and do, oh, that's supposed to be a waterproof marker. Didn't wait for that to dry long enough there. All right, let's go ahead and do the next 2 rolls. Okay, so roll number 3. And it's just a one-sided die for this one. And that is a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Published after 2020. Yeah, definitely need to get reading on these because we only have till the 18th and I'm not even halfway through this yet. Okay, so 5. Oh, that's actually really easy. I have it right here. The Raven Boys graphic novel. So I did forget to mention that for the poll pick, it's this one, the Raven Boys graphic novel, not the actual novel, because I've already read that one. And this one is going to be so much fun. Very excited to read this one. And this one just came out in September, so it's from 2025. All right, and then roll number 4. That one shouldn't take me too long to get that one read. So after that, we will go to 3. 1, 2, 3. Haunted House Trope. Not sure what I have that will work for that on my TBR already. I mean, Why in Sargasso Sea is a Jane Eyre retelling, which, I mean, that kind of has a haunted house kind of thing going on, but probably not. So we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, A Feast at Night. Possibly, if you've read this one, does it? Oh, because that was at the Usher Mounter. I mean, this one is in the lodge, so maybe this one. Okay, I'm hoping that one of these 3 will work for that prompt. Okay, so I did just Google it, and it says White Sargasso Sea does have a haunted house trope, though not in the traditional sense. So I may use that one. Let me check the other 2. Okay, it also says, so when I looked these up, both of these say they have a haunted house trope, but this one just not in the traditional sense. It's more of a haunting in a different way. So I will use one of these 2 for that one. Done with that one, and now we need to move over here to the Relax and Readathon. And last I landed was Enjoy a Cozy Hobby. And actually for me, that is reading. So I've definitely done that. But I do plan on working on the arms for my crochet dragon. But let's go ahead and do one more roll to see where we go next. A 2. 1, 2. A book with a pretty cover. I don't know if I could really call either of these pretty. I mean, this one, some could say, I mean, this one's definitely interesting. I mean, it could go with this one. This one is a really cool cover. I do like that for The Farthest Shore. I do like Practical Magic. I mean, Black Sun is a really cool cover. Ooh, actually, you know what? I may have to go with Dead Stars Part 1 because this is stunning. Okay, Dead Stars it is. So we have the spell book, and I've been marking these off as I go. So I finished And Then There Were None for a classic book for Under Familiar's Blessing, and for a book with animal on the cover or in the title, The Weaver and the Worm by Ben Galley. Under Oath of Ink, I have a book by an author that's new to you. That's 10 Incarnations of Rebellion. I have not read from Vaishnavi Patel before, so that one works for that. I'm currently reading The Story of Ood by Len Vlahos, and that goes for, oh, that was going to be a nonfiction book, but that's actually not a nonfiction. I thought it was, but it's not. It's a sci-fi satire and is hilarious so far. Veil of Whisper, I have a book with graveyard bones or skull on the title or in the cover, and I read Death Note for that one. For Future Sight, a book featuring a prophecy, vision, or psychic, I have Empire of the Damned, definitely kind of like a prophetic thing for the Grail. And then we have a book you have been fated to read, basically it's been on your TBR forever, and I did finish Hooked by Emily McIntyre. For a book with a strong or fierce female protagonist, I read Heart of Fates by A.R. Colbert, and then a book with a theme of resistance, rebellion, or survival, definitely survival, and that's Isolation Island. And then we move over to Gothtober, and I did finish the book with a monster, and that was Empire of the Vampire, or Empire of the Damned by J. Kristoff. I think I said Empire of the Vampire earlier. It's Empire of the Damned, the second book. And I have not finished any of the other ones. And then we move over here to the Halloweekend. So I'm currently reading The Story of Oog by Len Vlahos, and she did say you can combine the two prompts for if you get an actual prompt and any of the extras in there. But unfortunately, there's no light on the cover of this book, so can't use that. But I did use that one for the weapon on the cover, because he has a sword and she has a dagger. And then for light on the cover will be The Story of Oog. So then I need to roll to see what my next prompt is going to be. So I landed here. I need to get at least 2, but I would like to get a 5 if possible. Well, really a 6 would be great, but a 5. A 4, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I do get the little ghosty, which is great. I'm actually going to use this one. That'll show up a little better. And that is prompt, it looks like it's a 14. Let me see what that is. Okay, for the ghost, it's to read a book that you can spell skull on the cover, or read a spooky book. Let's see, not that one. No, oh wait, so SK, is there U? What about L's? And 2 L's. What Feasts at Night? That totally works. Sweet, because it says on the cover, not necessarily just in the title. Okay, so prompt 14, which is the space I landed on there. Let's go ahead and put that in there. And this one is to read a book written by a BIPOC author, or eat or drink a fall-themed treat. I think Black Sun definitely works. So I'd like to use 10 Incarnations of Rebellion, but I need to get The Story of Oog finished first. All right, so no matter what, we're going to be getting out of this room. So even if I roll a 1, then I will do that prompt, and then I will get into the room there. Well, actually, I could go either way. I know she said this is the hardest room. So I think actually I'm aiming to go this way. So I don't know why I keep trying to go that way. I want to go this way. So I needed 2, and I think when you hit one of the doors, you have to stop. Okay, so the goal is to get to the doorway by the end of each weekend, and then from there you would move in, roll again to get into the next one. And then we move over to Fablen. I've been nice and busy here. I did go through and realize that you don't actually have to do separate books for these prompts, so I can actually just take that out. But if you have a book for one of the prompts that also fits that, then you get bonus points for it. So for day 1, The Adventurer's Path, an Unexpected Welcome, I attacked the red caps, and I needed a book with a metal object on the cover, and for that I read Hooked, because there was a watch that had metal parts, and I did finish that one. And then for the downtime activities, I read Isolation Island for a book with a mountain on the cover, and that's by Johnny Moscato. That was for the short rest, for 100 points for my team. For the long rest, for 250 points, read a book by a BIPOC author, and I read Death Note by Tsugumi Oba. Actually, both of these books were BIPOC authors. But for 400 points, Village Cleanup Crew, a book you were thinking of unhauling, and that was My Choice by Brandy Blackman, and that was actually not too bad. And then for day 2, we're at the Mayor's Manor, and the first prompt is check the bodies for clues, and I'm currently reading a book you got for free, and I'm currently reading an arc from NetGalley, and that's The Story of Oog by Len Vlahos, and so far that's adorable. And then for gathering the clues, interview family of missing villagers, a book with a mystery element, and I read And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. And for the experiment, help prepare the spell, calligraphy on the cover. And for that, it's Empire of the Damned. This is definitely calligraphy. Look at all the little flourishing and finishes and all the little doodads and extras. So pretty. And that's by Jay Kristoff. And so I did complete those. I have also completed The Short Rest Downtime Activity, which was a book with a magical creature. I read Weaver and the Worm by Bengali. And then for The Long Rest, A Well-Balanced Party, again by Puck Author, because that's a recurring one. And I am currently reading 10 Incarnations of Rebellion by Vaishnavi Patel for that one. And that's another two. When I finish that, it'll be another 450 points total between the two for my team. We have until the 11th for that, so then we'll see what the next prompts are going to be. And that's all of my updates so far for all of these little readathons and the extra rolls that I've done so far. October. You have the Relax Readathon, the Spooktober Readathon. It's getting there. So once I complete both of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minimum of 3 rolls still to go on that one. And we only have till the 18th, so 10 more days on that one. And then my TBR harvest, I did get through one, and I'm working on the next one. That one should be easy, and I'm working on this one right now. This one I already have 3 ready to go. I think there's only one book that I'm not sure. Is that somewhere with a lack of natural resources? Not sure about that one. And then The Long Walk, I'm working on this one. This one again is by page count. So once I finish 10 Incarnations of Rebellion, that one is just over 300. I think it's like 398, 99. It's 301 on the edition, this edition. So that would be 3 spots. 1, 2, 3, which would be whatever that prompt is. I'll have to look that one up. But we'll get to that when we get there. And I've got 2 books on my TBR already read, and my little calendar is looking pretty good so far. I've decided to just color them all in, and I think I feel like that looks a little more filled in with that less white space than this one does. So I'm kind of liking this, especially with some of my longer books, be able to color in a little bit more space. And I may just put some extra stickers and stuff around in some of the white space too. We'll see how it goes. Today is October 10th, and it is Friday, and I am getting ready to eat some breakfast and then head down to Phoenix for a couple of appointments, and then we will drive back. Oh, there goes Walter. And it's supposed to rain all day today, basically starting around noonish when we're driving, and then rain all through the whole rest of the day into tomorrow. And yeah, so that's gonna be fun, be nice. We do have a lot of flash flood warnings and everything, so everyone who's getting ready for the hurricane that's coming up on the Pacific side. And let's say hi to Walter. Say hi, Walter. Hi. It's so cute. He actually looks at the camera instead of looking at me waving at him. He's actually looking at the camera. It's very cute. So I did finish The Raven Boys yesterday, and it was really good. So again, you know, it follows along with the first book in the series, but it was kind of fun to kind of do a semi reread and see all of the illustrations and the pictures and everything that are in it. So thoroughly enjoyed that one. And I am still working on Night's Shadow by Sebastian de Castell. That's my audiobook. And then for my kind of eyeball book, I'm still working on The Story of Oog by Len Vlahos. So that's what I'm working on today. I will check in with you a little later. It is Saturday, October 11th, and I've had somewhat busy but also really lazy day. So I participated in kind of a conference, kind of a classroom training kind of thing online, and if you interacted with some of the activity questions and things like that after each session, then you won kind of a VIP call. So there was, I don't know, maybe 15 or so of us. There was like 29 of us that won. There was about 15 or so of us on this call, so we got to do kind of individualized Q&As and things like that, and so that was kind of fun. So I did that this morning, got my dog's food prep all done, and I am almost done with Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. So yeah, almost done. And this marker is where it's kind of a sneak preview of the next book. So I should finish this one today, and then I will be starting Clown in a Cornfield 3, The Church of Friendo by Adam Caesar. And I've heard kind of things mainly about it, so I'm not really expecting a whole lot out of it, but it's going to be fun. It fulfills some prompts for readathon, so you know. I figured that's going to be kind of fun. Tomorrow I do have church and then a video call with one of my friends and cleaning. I gotta do cleaning tomorrow. So I was supposed to do some of it today and I'm just tired. I'm sleepy, so yeah. I need to do the cleaning I was going to do today. I need to do that tomorrow. And then I also need to do some planning for the week ahead. So let me see if I need to do some more rolls. I do. So let me turn you down so you can see my reading journal, and I will do a couple of rolls. I think it's mainly just the one. I think it's just the one roll I need to do, and a quick update on Fablen. So, okay, I think you can see this. So for day 2, I did get everything completed and submitted. For this one, we had to roll a d20, and I ended up getting an 18, and for that we had to then do a random number generator to pick a prompt. And I decided to go with the second prompt, and I rolled a d4, even though there's only 3 options, but I rolled a d4 and I got a 1, so that means I had to pick option A for that one. So I got that all done, and I got all my books read, and I'm ready for whatever new adventure is going to be coming. And then I do still need to read What Feasts at Night next for Halloweekend. And then let's see, I'm doing pretty good here with the Bewitched spellbook. Gotten quite a few done. I completed Future Sight, so I need to color that one in. So I did finish all of the prompts for that one and for Familiar's Blessing, and this is with Aaron Smith. And then for Spooktober, I am reading The Church of Friendo, which I will be starting today. And I did finish all the rest of my rolls, but this is where I am right now with a person on the cover. Oh no, I just finished that one. Person on the cover was Night's Shadow. So let's color that one in so I don't forget. Okay, so then I'm going to be on Serial Killer Trope. So that's The Church of Friendo. And then I don't know, if you know, let me know. But my next roll was a 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, which brought me into the haunted house. Is there a prompt that we need to do for that? I didn't see anything. So if there's a prompt that we need to do for that, let me know. If not, we just made it and we're waiting for the next portion of the readathon to start on the 18th. So I may keep going. So once I finish this one, I may keep going and try and go back around again until we get to the 18th, because that would be fun. And let's see, here we go. TBR Harvest, Pumpkin Patch. I did finish, or I will be finishing Practical Magic, so I need to do another roll for this one. So we'll see what we get there. And I need to read Hellbent still for TBR Harvest. Right, so yeah, cat in the title. And I will collect my little cat as well once I get that finished, which will be fairly soon. All right, a 2. So we came up this way, so this would be 1. I gotta figure out if we're gonna go here or here. Under 300 or over 400 pages. What do I have left? Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go here. So 1, 2, and that one is a book on your TBR, and that one is The Church of Friendo. Oh, but if I go, so yeah, under 300. So if I'm thinking my TBR-opoly, I have The Chalice of the Gods, which is 268, so that would be under 300. I have Hellbent, which is 448, so that would be over 400. I also have Conqueror's Blood, Destiny, and Obsidio, all of which are over 500 and 600 pages. And The Farthest Shore, which is under 300, 261. And Return to Redan is over 600. So, actually, I think I'm going to go with Hellbent. So then when I finish it, I can complete both of these and can move on then. Okay, so this one is number 4, my 4th roll. And I want to make sure I outline my cat so I remember that I picked up the little kitty as well. I would like to read The Church of Friendo for this one, but it also makes sense to, since it's TBR, that it should be, I mean, that one is on my TBR, but not my TBRopoly TBR, so I think I'm going to go that direction. Forgot to put the author here. And this one is 481. I also need to get to Chalice of the Gods, but I think, and The Farthest Shore, but Hellbent is the one next up on most of my other TBRs, so I will stick with that one. And I think that's it. And let's see, for this was Which Reads, I'm getting close. I need one more here, and that's Under the Sea, a water setting. I should be able to use The Farthest Shore for that, which is the third book in the Earthsea cycle. Animal Companion. So we have Chalice of the Gods for featuring deities or gods or goddesses. Animal Companion, maybe? We'll see. I do have To Green Angel Tower slotted for that one, and then nothing for down here yet. I think this is the only one I'm not sure what I'm going to read. I just got to figure that one out. I'm sure The Moon Dwellers will work if I can get to it, and that's by David Estes. And then for The Long Walk, I'm doing really well. I've gotten, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different books in so far, and this is Practical Magic, and then this will be The Church of Friendo here. And then I plan on reading Destiny, which is 500 pages. Well, Destiny or Conqueror's Blood for 500 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and that would get me here, and then I can start over again. So that'll be fun. Yeah, doing decent so far on my TBRopoly, with considering all the other books I have to read, not too bad, and doing pretty good with my calendar as well. I'm definitely liking coloring the squares in instead of doing the open circle and the line and then just coloring in at the end, because it just fills up the page a little better, I think. All right, well, I will catch you guys again tomorrow. It's Sunday, the 12th of October, and doing pretty good with my TBR. I have this nice little book stack of all of the books that I did finish, and then these are the ones I still need to read. So I am on Dead Stars Part 1, and I'm 14 pages in. I also have it on my Kindle. I have the bind up of all 5 of the books, all 4 of the books, sorry. The Written, which is the first one, Pale Kings, Dead Stars Part 1, and then Dead Stars Part 2. And I also have them up here on my shelves. All of these ones here are these pretty editions. And the Kickstarter for Part 4 should be coming out fairly soon, so I'm very excited for that. But this one has some really cool maps in it too. Let's see if I can find them again. So we have these ones. And then there's some more detailed maps as well, which is pretty cool. And there's going to be some pictures coming. Oh yeah, I just saw one. There's some artwork and stuff in here that is really cool. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it. I do really love the story. I don't recognize any of the characters right now, but then it kind of jumps around in time a little bit, but I am sure our favorite main character will be coming in fairly soon. And then I'm also listening to The Church of Friendo, which is the 3rd book in the Cloud and Cornfield series by Adam Caesar, and I'm enjoying it. I went in expecting nothing, pretty much, that basically was going to be just okay, and so I'm enjoying it. It does I was thinking, from what I heard from other people, I was thinking there was none of the same characters in it, but the main character is from the first 2 books, so that was helpful. And there's some names and things like that that you get in there as you read through. So I'm probably about last night I was about 25% of the way through, so I'm probably close to 50 to 60% of the way through. I feel like it's about wrapping up. I forgot to look this morning when I stopped reading, but yeah, so I should be able to finish that one today, and then I will be starting on What Feasts at Night, because it is short and I should be able to finish that today as well. So then I could spend my time on Hellbent after that. So that's my plan for the week, and we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to get through another good 4 or 5 books this week and try and get through a little bit more of the Halloweekend prompts through the different escape the rooms, as well as get at least partway through going through the Spooky House Readathon. I forgot the name of it. But that one, I made it to the haunted house, but I want to kind of start back over and keep going because we have till the 18th to read more. So that's always fun. And yeah, that's my update for today. It's going to be kind of a chill day, and I was hoping to get to the library because they're closed tomorrow, but they don't open till later this afternoon. So I will probably just wait till Tuesday to return some books, and then I've got Obsidio coming in, and there's a couple other good ones that are on my TBR that I am looking forward to. I finished reading Practical Magic. I've never read that one before, by Alice Hoffman. I've seen the movie, but I've never read the book. And it sounds like there's 2 other books in the series that I think they're both prequels to the actual story, but I am getting the movie in from the library because it's been a while since I've watched it, so I'm going to watch that one again. And it looks like there's another movie coming out in 2026, both with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman, and it's supposed to be later on, I guess, but that'll be kind of fun. I'm looking forward to that coming out, so it'll be fun to watch this one and then watch the other one when it comes out next year. I'm hoping to do the arms, crochet the arms of my dragon while I listen to the rest of the Church of Friendo, so that way I can move ahead on my Relax and Readathon prompts, because right now I'm stuck on the dragon. I just haven't had time to just sit down and work on it. So that's my plan for today and for the rest of the week. I will see you guys again later. Bye! It is Tuesday, October 14th, and I am almost done with Hellbent. I think I have about half an hour left on my audiobook, so just about done with this one, and I am enjoying that one. I am also still reading Dead Stars Part 1. I'm definitely not as far along in this one as I would like, but I am enjoying the story. And then I went to the library and picked up a couple of the holds that came in. So I have A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana, so I will be starting that one soon. And I also got in Obsidio. I'm very excited for this one. So if you need a book for the prompt with multiple forms of media in it, any of the books in this series works. Because there's like redacted letters, and there's schematics, there's like email, text messages, there's there's a lot of good stuff in here. Yeah, so this one definitely works for hard mode for the Horror Bingo Readathon for that prompt. And then I got one, and I actually got this checked it out for my mom, because my mom and my aunt, as you know, are quilters. And it's so cute. The library just got it in. I think it just came out, but I'm definitely going to read it before I give it to her, because I won't see her for a couple days, and that is The Little Ghost's Quilt. Look at the little quilt he's got on. It's so cute. I'm very excited to read this one, and it's got this nice quilt pattern on the inside, and it just looks like it's gonna be adorable. Oh, look at him flying through there. Yeah, and it's just a kid's picture book, but it's so cute. I'm definitely looking forward to the guy over there. Looking forward to kind of skimming through that one and before I give it to her and see what she thinks of it. But that is going to be it for this vlog. So the first half of October. It's the 14th, tomorrow's the 15th, but I want to be able to have time to edit this before I get it posted. And then I have a couple more rolls for the monthly readathons that I will put in here as well. So go ahead and check out those rolls real quick. Well, I finished Spooktober round 1, so my first time through. And we still have a few days left before the next phase of the readathon begins. So yeah, the last one I finished The Church of Friendo by Adam Caesar, and then landed on the house. So let's go ahead and do another roll. Of course, we will start again at the beginning. I'm going to do 2 rolls just in case I finish one book and get to the next. So we'll do 2 and see where it takes us. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's funny. Well, that was the first one I landed on last time. Okay, so novella, which actually works out perfectly because I am just going to be starting What Feasts at Night by T. Kingfisher. Very cool. Next roll. 2. Okay, what are the odds? That's what I got last time. Crazy. So that's a spooky tree or house on the cover. And that works out great because I have Blaze, which has the house and some trees on the cover. And this is by Richard Bachman, aka Stephen King. Let's go ahead and just do one more just because I'm curious to see where we're going to get next. 3, something different. Yay. 1, 2, 3. A final girl trope. Okay, so it looks like horror movie sort of does. It subverts the final girl trope. So I don't know. Maybe this one. If not, I may have to find a different book. But for now, I'm going to go with horror movie. And if you think that I am incorrect in choosing this one, let me know down in the comments so then I can choose a different book. Alright, I finished my book for the camera and for prompt 3. Ended up switching, instead of Blaze, I ended up switching it to the Church of Fundo because I was reading that anyway. So I went ahead and switched to that because it does look like a picture and it has orange on the cover. Alright, let's go ahead and get all of my rolls done for the dining room so I can move into the living room. Hopefully it won't take me too many rolls. So I got my 2 die. I have been doing just 1, but I think I'm going to do 2. Let me see what I get. 11. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. And then I have to stop there. So I think that's okay. So I'm going to get my ghosty. And then I have to stop here anyway. So let's see what the prompt is for the ghost and what the prompt is for space 19. All right, for the ghost, read a book that you can spell scare or watch a Halloweekend reading sprint. And then prompt 19 is read a continuation or do an anticipated fall activity. So it is spelled scare on the cover. So again, Blaze works because S-C-A-R-E. And actually, horror movie might work as well because we have this little blurb on the cover. So S-C-A-R-E. Ooh, but also have the farthest shore that I need to read. I think I'm actually going to go with this one. So we have the S-C-A-R-E. So everything's in the Earthsea title except for the C, which is here in the complete illustrated edition, or in Charles. I actually spelled scare just by the illustrator. Okay, farthest shore. That's what I'm gonna go with. Ooh, and actually the farthest shore works for continuation as well because it's book number 3. Sweet. Then I am actually going to roll again to move into this room instead of like continuing with that. I think that's how it works because you have to stop here and then you have to do that prompt and then roll to get into the living room. But I'm gonna go ahead and roll into the living room just to get that other prompt. And so I am going for this one here, which is the investigative tool, and then go for the ghosty before I come out. But I can't go around this way because all of the furniture blocks me. So I'll have to come down and then up and then back down and then back up. Let's do one more roll, see what we get. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I get to pick up the notebook, tablet, and then move on to prompt number 9. And for the equipment prompt, it's to read a book where the title is longer than your last read or watch a fall-themed movie. I think I'm actually going to go with the movie on this one because we've been watching some fun fall movies. So we want to watch E.T., so that one would work, but there's also a few other Halloween-y kind of and fall vibe movies that we want to watch. So I think I'm gonna go with the movie for that one. And for prompt 9, it's read a book with fall colors on the cover, which is pretty easy. I mean, we got horror movie, got Dead Stars, Blaze, of course. I feel like The Farthest Shore even kind of works because you got the orange and gray and the red. So yeah, I need a 7 to get my ghosty, and then 10, so another 3 to get out. We'll stop right here for now. And that's all I got for you for this portion of the vlog. And so I will end it here. And thank you for joining me kind of this week, 2 weeks, as I went through a bunch of books and to complete readathons and all of that fun stuff. And I will see you guys again next week for some more updates on my reading. Bye!